Alrighty, so in today's video breakdown, I'm going to be discussing and talking about something that I messaged you guys about in the private Discord just last night. This year, I'm going to be fixating my attention on growing a high yields crypto savings account through staking on Exodus. My goal this year will be to build entirely separate portfolio on this wallet. Um, The goal is $100,000 this year, $25,000 separated between these four assets. Now, there are many other different assets that you can stake and utilize on the Exodus wallet, but these are the four primaries that I'm going to be fixating my attention on. That is going to be Algo, Cosmos, XLR, and Osmosis. I'm sure that there's other staking platforms out there. I'm sure that there's other opportunities out there, but this is again just going to be another portion of a portfolio that I'm going to be building this year, and I'm going to treat it as a high yield savings account that I'll probably hold for 3 to 5 years plus and just won't touch, and it'll just sit there and accumulate yield through staking on these assets. Now, there's no particular strategy to how I'm going to be entering into these positions. I'll obviously, of course, take advantage of any discounted opportunities, but each and every single week, I will simply just be allocating some capital into these four assets, probably every single Friday, ranging between, it'll depend. Right now, it'll probably just be like $100 to $500 to start off because I already have some of these assets that I'm going to be putting into the portfolio to start off with. But my overall goal with the portfolio is to have it sitting at $100,000 by the end of this year. And so whatever that takes to get to those digits over the course of the next consecutive couple of months, will obviously, of course, depend on market cycles, market depreciations, opportunities, so on and so forth. All right. But in a nutshell, these are the four assets that I'm going to be utilizing for this crypto high yield savings account through staking on Exodus. Now, there's a reason why I chose Exodus. I'm going to do some due diligence today. I'm going to cover some of the research that I've kind of gone through and just looking into this platform and why I find it as a more trustworthy platform. Keep in mind that anytime that you are staking, anytime that you are, taking crypto out of cold storage wallets and exposing it to the market in a sense, um, it involves higher risk. Now, the reason why I'm choosing Exodus, I'll get into this in just 1 second, is because they claim to be a decentralized wallet. And we'll get into that in just 1 second. We'll read thoroughly through a lot of these documents today. We're going to cover partnerships, institutional grade staking opportunities and stuff, things of that nature. So again, this is going to be a pretty lengthy video breakdown, but I just wanted to do my due diligence for you guys and create a recording to kind of show you guys my risk-based approach. I personally believe that everybody should be doing this before they get involved in platforms. I don't see people doing this as often as we should be in this community. So make sure that you guys are always taking a step back and assessing your risk, diving through these platforms, looking at the audits, looking at the partnerships, looking what these platforms are about and what it is that they do on a broader scale. So that way, again, you're not in a sense completely mitigating risk, but you are minimizing it, right? You cannot completely rid yourself of risk in this market, but there is possible ways to mitigate that, and that's by choosing platforms that have credentials. All right, so I'm going to do my due diligence to show you that in today's video breakdown. First, right off the bat, this was a phenomenal announcement to see. This is from January 8th, 2025, so just yesterday. Breaking, the New York Stock Exchange officially welcomes Exodus, which is a excuse me, hold on, let me restart that entire thing. I just got cross-eyed. The New York Stock Exchange officially welcomes Exodus, which is tokenized on the Algorand blockchain. This marks the first time a common stock has been tokenized on a blockchain, which is exponential. It just shows that this space is maturing, that it's growing, and that traditional finance is accepting blockchain and crypto technology. All right. So I thought that I'd throw that in there because that's going to play a role in today's video breakdown. So first, let's get into Exodus, a decentralized wallet or decentralized platform compared to a platform like Coinbase. So this is a fundamental piece, and all of the links here that I'm going to go over in today's video breakdown, I'll drop in one attachment in the Discord. So if you guys want to pick them apart yourselves, you're more than welcome to. But We're just going to be reading through a couple of different highlights that I have here, not the entire thing, but just to give you guys a perspective of, again, why I'm choosing this platform to stake on and why I'm choosing this platform to build my high yield crypto savings account. And again, like I said, there's probably many other platforms out there. There's many other options. This isn't the one all be all, but it's just one after doing my due diligence that I've now become comfortable with actually deploying this amount of capital on. So, when we dive into the world of cryptocurrency, it reads one thing stands out: transparency is king. With digital assets, with the digital asset realm expanding, it's vital to know how companies like Exodus, Movement, and Coinbase manage their finances and comply with regulations. That is an important vocabulary word right there. So let's break down the financial transparency of these two giants in the crypto space. The Exodus movement is pretty upfront about its finances. They provide detailed reports that cover revenue, cost, expenses, and net income. Their Q3 2024 financial highlights show their commitment to transparency, giving us a clear view of their financial performance. This level of disclosure isn't just nice to have, it's standard practice in financial reporting, making it easier for everyone to gauge the company's health. Exodus revenue, I like this right here, comes mainly from Bitcoin and USDC. Now, I like that instead of USDT, it says USDC. So that is one little tiny highlight that I did like to see. Both Exodus and Coinbase are regulated entities that comply with strict standards. Exodus is also an SEC regulated and just had their Form 1012 registration statement reviewed, hinting at a potential New York Stock Exchange American listing, which now we can see has fully come into fruition, right? This shows the dedication to following the rules and being transparent. Exodus's decentralized model means users have to take the lead in securing their assets, and this offers more control and privacy, but might lack the heavy-duty security of of centralized platforms like Coinbase. I disagree with that. I think that if you are relying on a centralized platform like Coinbase or any other centralized entity like Uphold, I personally experienced having my funds locked on Uphold for over 3 weeks and was unable to move over $10,000 because they flagged XRP transactions for money laundering, which, was not true or accurate. So I don't agree with this statement that you're exposing yourself to more or a lack of heavy duty security if you are, exposing yourself to Coinbase over Exodus. But again, we'll get into this in just one second. Is another reason why I'm choosing Exodus's decentralized model over a platform like Coinbase that offers staking as well. Exodus isn't shy about its decentralized nature and what it means for users. So again, we'll get into that when we read the docs on exodus.com. Exodus's decentralized approach gives users control, while Coinbase's centralized model offers more security. Again, teach his own. I agree to disagree with that. Let's see if there was anything else. Okay, so from this fundamental piece, that's all I had in terms of highlights. Let's get over to it. So Exodus on their website, their support and their FAQ section is exponential. I'm talking about literally any question that you possibly could have about this platform. I was not able to not find an answer on everything that I had questions about. Okay. What Exodus is, when you start earning fees, what happens to your funds, where it's all stored, what type of platform Exodus is. I mean, it's the search engine here on Exodus to answer questions in their FAQ is exponential. So definitely take a look at that if you are considering entering onto this platform before you do so to answer any questions, concerns, or fears that you might have. So just going over some highlights that I've annotated. It says here, is Exodus a self-custody wallet? Yes. Exodus is a self-custody wallet, also known as a custodial wallet. This means that you and only you have full access to and control over your 12-word secret recovery phrase and private keys. There's a saying in crypto, not your keys, not your coins. Exodus is all your keys, all your coins. Exodus cannot access your secret recovery phrase or your private keys, and Exodus cannot see your transaction history either. If you're curious to learn more about this, you can visit what information does Exodus have access to. So I went in. Let me just make sure I don't have any other highlights on this page. page. Okay, cool. So I went in and I clicked this link. Like I said, there's so many links that you can click on and read information about. So it says here, what information does Exodus have access to? And it takes you to this page. So reading on this, what information does Exodus have access to? Yes, with Exodus, you have full control over your funds stored in your wallet. Unlike your bank account or stock portfolio, Exodus, the company, does not hold any of your assets on your behalf. Exodus is a self-custody wallet with no counterparty risk. Even in the unlikely event that Exodus goes out of business, you will still have access to your funds. So I highlighted that. That is, again, something that allowed me to gain confidence in this platform to house over $100,000 on this platform, right? So again, I just thought that I'd bring that to everybody's attention. Now, coming over here, this is the fundamental update. Exodus rings the New York Stock Exchange opening bell, celebrating a new era for crypto. Exodus, or the company, a leading self-custodial cryptocurrency platform, rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange on January 8th, 2025. This historic milestone highlights Exodus's pivotal role in empowering people to control their lives in a digital world through self-custody. Keep in mind, I'm a firm believer that DeFi is the new wave, that eventually everybody will be doing what it is that I'm doing right now, and that is building a high yielding crypto portfolio, getting out of the traditional financial system. Why on earth would I have $100,000 sitting in my bank account collecting no interest and no yield when I could migrate it over to 4 different assets on the Exodus wallet that are earning well over the average traditional yield that traditional bank accounts or traditional savings accounts offer. Okay. And then on top of that, also benefiting from any price appreciation that these digital assets may experience over the next consecutive couple of years. And even if they don't, I'm still earning all of these rewards on a consistent daily basis. Okay. That's the way that I see it. I won't get into this too much. I just thought that this was an interesting read. As it says, institutions are increasingly recognizing the importance of secure platforms, and Exodus continues to deliver innovative self-custodian solutions. Ringing the New York Stock Exchange opening bell showcases Exodus's journey to empower users with industry-leading transparency and security, while providing access to thousands of digital assets at your fingertips. Moving on. This is the platform here. Okay. Like I mentioned, click through the platform. You can download the wallet on your browser, on your as an application on your laptop device or your computer, and on your mobile device as well, which I also like. So it gives you a broad range of options to choose from. And mobility, for example, if I didn't want to operate on my computer, which my entire platform will be on my computer. I try not to have things on my mobile device, but you have the ability to directly, look at your funds through your mobile application and things of that nature. Okay. Again, just reading through some of the what ifs and the FAQs on Exodus, some interesting things that I found. So, some risks of using a self-custody wallet are: you obviously, of course, have to be responsible for your security. With a self-custodial wallet, security depends on you keeping your devices and private keys secure. You can find a list of good security practices here, and it gives you that. Again, there's so many clickable links for you guys to educate yourselves on these things. If you lose access to your wallet, this is important. No one else can restore access. So it is very important that you always make sure to write down your 12-word secret recovery phrase, which is ideal. I feel like that's like beginner level knowledge there. And then it says self-custody wallets often require a bit more technical knowledge in order to use them. With Exodus, however, we are constantly working to keep the wallet experience easy to use and look to user feedback to identify areas where this can be improved. They do have a really good customer support team. I've already been in contact with them on Twitter. They've replied to you. They have an Exodus support Twitter page that is very reliable. And I don't know if you're talking to a chatbot, but it didn't seem like it. So if you are talking to an artificial intelligence chatbot, they are very friendly and human-like, which I also liked because I like platforms that have good customer support and good customer service. In case I have any further questions that aren't listed on this website, which honestly, all the questions that I did have are listed on their FAQs. So what is a custodial wallet? A custodial wallet is when an institution or third party, like an exchange, holds the private keys to your crypto. The custodian takes care of securing the private keys for you and acts as a gatekeeper to your funds. Keep in mind that that is not what Exodus is. Okay. So staking XLR on Exodus. Now you can go and you can read any asset that you want to stake, there is an FAQ specifically designed for each separate asset. So I just chose XLR as an example because this answers some really good questions. So check this out. Again, like I mentioned, you have what is XLR staking, staking facts, what happens when I stake XLR, like all these little tiny things that you can click on and just educate yourself further. So just to highlight a couple of different takes. Staking XLR, I'm just going to call it AXL, actively supports the XLR network by allocating resources and contributing to its stability. Staking XLR means locking up a chosen amount of your XLR. You can claim XLR staking rewards from your Exodus wallet. So you can do this directly in the wallet. The reason why I like this is because there's some other platforms out there that make this a little bit confusing on where you can claim your rewards, where your rewards are being sent to, how you can actually see how many rewards you're earning. You can see all that directly on the Exodus application. It is very transparent and easy to navigate. It is very, very user friendly, which is another reason why I like it. Now, staked XLR cannot be sent or swapped, so you do need to understand that. You can unstake your XLR whenever you choose to do so, but it does take up to 7 days to finish unstaking. Now, I haven't looked at the other assets that I'm going to be staking on this platform and the unlock period, because again, this is not liquid staking. This is just staking natively. And with that being said, the days that it takes to unlock across these different assets may vary. So do keep that in mind. I would definitely take a look at that further if you do choose to use this platform. So, if XLR reaches $20 per coin in the future and I ever want to sell some of it for fiat or stable coins, then I'm going to have to plan for a 7 day unlocking period and take that into consideration in my risk management. Now, this is highlighted in blue because this is going to coexist with this company called Everstake right here. All right. So staking means pledging an amount of your XLR to a validator. This makes you a delegator. XLR validators validate and approve transactions on the XLR blockchain. The more XLR delegated to a validator, the more transactions they get to validate. So the more rewards that they earn. Now, by delegating your token to the validator, you are voting for and signaling that you trust them. So reading that, I was like, okay. Well, before I stake on this platform, I want to see who it is that they utilize as a validator. Okay, so check this out. It says here, which validator will I be delegating my funds to? And it says, when you stake XLR on Exodus, you will be delegating your funds to our third-party staking API provider called Everstake. So we'll get into that in just 1 second. We'll dive into that in detail and why I trust Everstake. Now, again, when I say I trust Everstake, it's based off the research that I've done. That does not mean that I'm telling you all to go out and trust them. To each his own, assess your own personal risk properly, understand that my entire investment here could go to zero at any moment in time, and I've accepted that risk. Okay. But again, doing due diligence and doing research, I feel like I've mitigated some of that risk by choosing this platform, and I'll get back to this in just 1 second. Coming down here, some more highlights. It says, when will I start earning rewards? This is a very common question. Your XLR or any other digital asset that you stake on this platform starts earning rewards as soon as you stake it. So I liked seeing that because, again, in other platforms that I've provided liquid staking on or staking on, it's very hard to determine when you're going to get rewards, where those rewards go to, and when you actually start earning those rewards. Sometimes, especially on platforms like the Flare ecosystem, you only earn rewards certain periods and times per month. I personally am not a fan of that. However, again, to each his own. That is again why I'm choosing this platform, because you start earning, boom, immediately. And that's what I want to see. Okay. Because again, I'm trying to create a high yield savings account here. Now, staking your XLR is done in a self-custodial way in Exodus. That means it is as safe as you holding your XLR in your wallet, which I really like. You keep full control over your XLR while it is staked, and you're free to unstake it whenever you choose. Note again that you have to wait up for a 7 day unstaking period, before it is available to send or swap. Keep that in mind. Let's see if I have any other highlights on here before we move on to Everstake. I don't believe so. But anyways, this is the full walkthrough, by the way, on how to stake on this platform. Again, it talks to you about how to do it on desktop, laptop, mobile device, and it walks you through that step by step. It is very simplistic and very easy to understand. Okay. So those are the highlights. I really like those highlights right there. Again, staking your XLR is done in a self-custodial way on Exodus. That means it is safe and is holding your XLR and is the same, excuse me, as holding your XLR on your own wallet. Back up to this part. So validator. Okay. Who is this validator? Where will you be delegating your funds to? Everstake. Well, let's get into this. Check this out. So Everstake is a responsible validator trusted by 735,000 users across 70 plus blockchain networks. This is their homepage right here. All right. Lots of good information on this website as well. Very transparent. Their blogs and their social media platforms are all up to date, which I really liked. They're very transparent about their team and who is on it. You can find all of their social media platforms, which I liked. You can see that each and every single team member is active on their social media platforms, which I also liked. Again, no red flags across the board when doing research on this Everstake platform. So I just thought that I'd go in and I'd kind of touch on that. Again, like they're very transparent. You can see who's on their team. They have a lot of pictures. They're very open about their company and they give you a lot of information and contact info. That all checks out. I'm not going to get into that in today's video breakdown, but I did my due diligence on all of that and it all checks out. Okay. And again, teach his own, do your own research. But for me personally, that's what I look for in a platform. All of their social media platforms are up to date and work. You know, like I said, just doing due diligence and making sure that you're not getting involved with some type of scam or rug pull. Now, check this out. So, on their About Us page, they mention institutional staking. We all know that financial institutions are heavily coming into this space. And we now, as manual retail investors, have the ability to front run financial institutions and adopt these digital assets before they come in and they start to earn the same rewards that we can as manual retail investors in terms of staking APY. So on their platform, talks about how institutions can benefit from institutional grade staking infrastructure and services. And again, this is their validator here, okay, that Exodus chose to work with. And so when you delegate your funds on Exodus in staking, you'll be delegating them to this validator. And that is Everstake. All right. Let's see. Here is where you can find all the team or some of the team members. And again, like I mentioned, you can go and you can click on their profile. You can see that they're up to date with all their posts and things of that nature. And it even mentions here, you want to stake more than $500,000, you can book a call with them, which is again something that I really like, shows transparency, shows that you can most likely talk to a real human being, get on a phone with them, and actually ask questions. Right now, again, I'm assuming that this is directly for financial institutions, but it just shows that they're working with large organizations. So coming over here, I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into this. This is from February 2024, so within the last year. And it mentions this is a fundamental piece on their blog on Everstake, and it says for institutional staking, Everstake ticks all the boxes. I'm not going to read all through this, just my highlights, but it says this article explores key advantages of Everstake services that make us stand out amongst our peers in the area of institutional staking. I kept seeing that word over and over again, which is why I really like this platform, and it just made me want to trust Exodus even more than I already was. Because, at the end of the day, if they're using an institutional grade validator, kind of put two and two together, right? They know the long-term horizon of institutional adoption in this digital asset space. They're being listed on the New York Stock Exchange, marking an era in history that has never happened before. Like there's so much happening. It's insane that we're getting this opportunity to access this type of savings in digital assets. Staking Rewards has classified Everstake as a AAA verified provider, reflecting our services meeting the highest rating across industry standard metrics for validators. Additionally, Everstakes has joined the Secure Staking Alliance as a founding member. The alliance aims to create standardized procedures, for running staking infrastructure and anti-slashing policies. And then it talks about their audits right here. They have a Blaze security audit that covers various smart contract checks, such as unsafe type inferences, reentrancy, gas limit and loops, DOS vulnerabilities, and these audits include analysis by automated tools and manual code review, resulting in comprehensive security reports. They also are audited by chain security, conducted a comprehensive smart contract audit, assessing all aspects, including the correctness of accounting, asset solvency, and access control, which has resulted in a positive security rating. By contrast, the level of diversification that we've achieved, this is again Everstate, allows us to invest the maximum resources into the quality of infrastructure and a team that includes DevOps, community managers, and R&D specialists, all dedicated to ensuring 100% uptime and delivering the highest stability that is paramount to our institutional partners. So it does mention here that they have institutional partners. I did look a little bit deeper into that. And again, just do that onto your own time, but they do have some very interesting institutional partners here. Now, here it gives you the ability to click on this AAA verified provider. Before we get into that, it talks about the Secure Staking Alliance. You can go and you can read a little bit about that here on the Secure Staking Alliance website. You can see a whole bunch of different organizations that are involved in this alliance, like QuantStamp. That's a massive one. Lots of institutional partnerships in QuantStamp, Bridge Tower as well, Anchor as well. But again, just, teach his own, do your own personal research. I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention that link is clickable. Like I said, they're very transparent and they have a lot of clickable links that'll take you to different locations that you can just read more about partnerships, interconnected webs, and things of that nature. But clicking on that AAA verified provider here, okay, it takes you to this website here and it says and gives you their assets under management. Excuse me. And it talks about Everstake. So I want to read through this. Everstake has a total of $5.83 billion in staked assets under management. So I'd say that they are pretty huge. Everstake is the biggest decentralized staking provider trusted by 735,000 users. For the past 6 years, so they've been around for longer than a year, right? Been around for 6 years. The company has used enterprise level hardwares to run over 11,000 nodes for 70 plus blockchain networks, including Ethereum, Solana, Cosmos, Polygon, Aptos, Celestia, Injective, etc. Everstake employs over 125 plus experts worldwide and has been heavily involved in developing complex blockchain products such as Metaplex. Everstake is heavily involved in the development of a better user experience for delegators, which is why we produce and audited the smart contracts that allow anyone to stake as little as 0.1 ETH. So here it talks about what is your team's expertise track record, and it talks about this individual here, the co-founder and CEO of Everstake, and how he has over 15 years of software experience involved in the blockchain industry since 2014. And here, check this out, Sergey closely operates with the Ukraine's National Bank, Ministry of Digital Transformation, and the Ministry of Culture and Information Policy as the co-initiator of aid for Ukraine, saving Ukrainian culture, and the extensive project for tokenization of the country's national currency. Okay, so again, teach his own, but operating with a national bank, you have to have some very good, valid credentials there. So I thought that was very interesting to include in this breakdown. Now here it talks about what is their infrastructure for security. And this is again Everstake. Everstake is the platform that Exodus chose to be the validator when you're staking on their platform. Okay. So looking at all of these individuals that they named down here, this was pretty crazy when I got into this because it says our infrastructure consists of more than 400 servers hosted by different hosting providers. I'm not going to get into all of them, but you can see Amazon Web Services there. Another big one was Hetzner. So let's just take a look at all these real quick. Okay. Hetzner Online has hundreds of thousands of servers in operation and is one of the largest data center operators in Europe. Okay. And they're partnered with Everstate. You have this infrastructure provider here, UpCloud. UpCloud is a leading European cloud service provider with global cloud platforms spanning with over 4 continents, and they offer reliable cloud native product portfolios available from 13 different data centers. You have this one right here, Scaleway. Scaleway is located in Paris, Amsterdam, and Warsaw. Scaleway's complete cloud ecosystem is used by 25,000 plus businesses, including European startups, who choose Scaleway for its multi-AZ redundancy, smooth developer experience, data centers that run only on renewable energy. Then this one was very interesting, Equinox or Equinix, however you say that, because it talks about their partners here, and you can see massive partners listed like Google Cloud, Dell, Nvidia, and again, Amazon Web Services. So I thought that that was very interesting. And it shows, again, trustworthy organizations are trusting these platforms to run infrastructure. And Everstate, again, was chosen by Exodus to be the validator when you stake on their platform. All right. Then, last but not least, it talks about this partnership that they announced on the 11th of November, 2024. I didn't pull up too much information on this, but Everstake was excited to announce back at the end of last year a partnership with this platform called OneKey. OneKey, when you go to their website and you look at their partnerships and who it is that they've built with or partnered with in the past, I don't remember where it was, products, apps, developers, support. Was it resources? I had it open. I don't remember where it was, but when you go look at their partners, they've partnered with platforms like Coinbase and many others out there. So again, another trustworthy platform. I just don't remember where the friggin' page is. I thought I had it up. Products. Let me see. Let's go developers, see if that pulls up. I don't remember where I had it. They had a list of their partners somewhere, but I guess I exited out of the page. But anyways, again, just showing you guys interconnected webs that this platform checks out. And again, this is the platform that Exodus chose to use as a validator when you're delegating your funds through staking. So, in a nutshell, this is the platform that I'm going to be choosing to build a crypto savings account utilizing these four digital assets. Like I mentioned, they have many others out there. I even asked them yesterday on Twitter if they would consider listing HBAR staking services, and their support team got back to me and said that they will put it as a note to their DevOps about possibly listing HBAR and staking services surrounding HBAR because I would also add that here into my portfolio for a long-term crypto staking savings account. All right. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video breakdown. Just a real quick update on something that I'm going to be doing in 2025, just to build an additional portfolio that's just fixated on staking. No other significant, strategy to this portfolio. It's just dollar cost average into these different assets over the next year, no matter what the price is. I don't care if in the next couple of months all these assets go to new all-time highs. Again, my goal will still just be to have a total of $100,000 deployed into these four assets. Unless they include HBAR, I'll probably add that on as well, spread out across these four assets, and then just to have that sit there for the next couple of years, earning rewards. And then also the rewards that I make from this, I will not be selling or anything like that. I will just be compounding back onto the account. Okay. So I thought that I'd bring that to everybody's attention. This is not financial advice. This is just me showing you guys something else that I'm doing to expand my crypto reach and expand my portfolio and get into staking through what I firmly believe is a trustworthy platform that is going to survive over the next consecutive couple of years. As we migrate into this, digital transformation where everybody, including institutions, is pretty much going to be doing what I'm doing here. And that is, generating yield with their crypto directly through a mobile or laptop device. All right. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video breakdown. I'm going to end the recording and I'll leave the floor open for any questions that you guys may have.